Wait, you thought we missed Mental Health Mondays? Wait. You thought we missed Mental Health Mondays? No, we just needed a few more days to talk to a few more people, to get a few more conversations rolling about mental health. So, within those few extra days, we talked to some people from within the conference about mental health. We have their interviews, we're gonna go through them, their stories, and just some real life conversations about mental health. Come on, I saved you a seat right beside me. Let's be ears that can listen, because sometimes conversations about mental health might not be the easiest thing to talk about. So we always want to respect people that are being vulnerable and talking about their situations.
My name is Bryn White. I play volleyball as a coach volleyball, and I'm at Piedmont University. Balance to me is sharing your time equally amongst different things. So, like sharing my time with friends, and sharing my time with volleyball and coaching and class, and also having work. So it's making sure that I equally divide my time, so that I'm not missing out with my friends in my last semester, and that I'm not falling behind on schoolwork, or having to miss work, so having balance in life. There were times during my sophomore season where I had to prioritize my mental health in order to still be there for my friends and my teammates, and also still pass my classes. So I was having to take time away from the team, and just to get myself together so that I could be there for them and not hold them back while trying to uplift myself. I was able to reach out to someone very important on campus who allowed me to express myself and be vulnerable, and help me overcome those moments that I was having, and to show me that even though that if I did not need her anymore, it was still okay for me to come to her with anything that I had. I would say that it's important to know your resources and be okay with reaching out to them, because it is okay to ask for help, and to understand that they are there to help you, and not to feel ashamed by anything that you're going through, and to keep your friends close in those moments. My name is Bryn White, and it is A-OK to ask for help.
My name is Malia Crump. I am a part of the women's soccer team, and I go to Asbury University. Yes, there was a time where I had to prioritize my mental health over my sport. It was a hard decision to make, just because as athletes we want to pour so much of our time and focus into our sport, but realizing that for the sake of our mental health, that sometimes it is best to have to step away a little bit. You know, you're not removing yourself from the sport, but you're having to take care of other things outside of it that will ultimately help you be better in the long run for your sport, of having to take a step. I've navigated like finding support in my community by really leaning on my teammates and the people closest to me, my family. Teammates are the people you're around most a lot of the time while you're at college, and so knowing you have their support, and also like seeking that outside help of whether that's like a sports psychologist or whether that's a therapist, just knowing that there are resources out there and people in the community to help you. Some advice would be, as cliche as it is, like truly leaning on the people around you. Like, don't be afraid to open up, even if it's just that one person on the team that you feel closest to, like knowing that there is at least someone out there that will listen and that is here just to be support to you.
My name is Sydney Hunter. I play soccer at Wesleyan College. Balance means being able to prioritize what you came here for. So at Wesleyan, I came here to play soccer and to get a degree. So making sure that's at the forefront of all of my decisions, but having that balance too, to be able to take self-care days, to have fun with friends, to, just to take care of myself, but making sure that soccer and my academics were at the forefront of everything that I do. I think being an athlete, one of the biggest things that obviously occur are injuries. And with me, I just came off of an ACL tear with 3 surgeries. So putting myself, rehab, just making sure I'm talking to my coaches, my teammates, just having a lot of mentors, and here and outside of Wesleyan College is definitely a way that I prioritize my mental health, because I mean that is one of the things that's the toughest about being injured is the mental health side. Prioritizing my mental health with my recovery is definitely going to help me get back to soccer and soccer for this fall. Just being open with my coaches and the trainers and my teammates, and just being vocal about what I want and what I need and what doesn't feel right and what does feel right, and just creating a plan so that I can see and I can be held accountable, and that my coaches and teammates can also be held accountable to help me through this process. It's not a just me process, it's a process with everybody, especially being injured, and just sports in general. We're not on this journey by ourselves. We can't play sport by ourselves, obviously. So yeah, definitely that's how I navigated seeking support within the community. My biggest advice is just advocating for yourself as much as possible. I know that it's hard to be vocal, and I know a lot of people don't want to speak up, but you are your biggest advocate. No one's going to know anything that's going on with you unless you say something. And you don't have to, explain your entire life story to someone. It could be one or two things, just like, hey, I'm not feeling it, just letting someone know. It doesn't have to be told to the entire team. It could be told to someone that you trust the most, or a coach. But yeah, just making sure no matter how big or small it is, as long as there is some type of communication, it doesn't have to be in depth, but just having it be there so that someone has an idea of how to deal with it. And so it's not just like, guzzling up and having a big burst at the end, when you can kind of hit it head on and just, you're not doing it alone.
Shanna Trone, Associate Director for Athletics, Physical Education, and Recreation, Agnes Scott College. To me, balance means priority and presence, and by that I mean you have to set time aside for everything that you need to do, including your rest, your recovery, and your relaxation. Learning how to set those particular boundaries for yourself and with others, whether that be your friends, your family, and sometimes boundaries with yourself, because you'll go a little bit too far, and then to be where you are at the moment, mentally, physically, and emotionally, be present. That question I thought about for a very long time, and unfortunately I was a little bit disappointed with my answer. However, I'm getting better. Growing up, mental health wasn't something that we really talked about. I was raised to get it done. I was trained as a student athlete to get it done. When I entered the workforce and adulthood, it was get things done. And so it wasn't until recently, as mental health became more of a priority to talk about worldwide, in the sense of help and supporting and advocating people, that I too learned when to slow down, and that my mental health was a priority. It doesn't necessarily mean you have an illness or a disease. So I am learning. I'm still a novice. I find that I can help other people better with setting their boundaries, and then I just have to follow what I'm telling them. So something I do for myself is to try to step away from my desk for lunch, or at least close my door for lunch and not accept any calls or visits, so that I can enjoy my food, or read something that doesn't have to do with learning or how to develop something. I try to read, like maybe a romance book or fiction or something like that. So those are some things that I do on a daily basis. How have I navigated seeking support? I would say just recognizing, like I said in my previous response, just recognizing when I need some help, learning how to reach out, and that needing help is not a bad thing. And that's what being a team is all about, even, in an adulthood and in your workplaces. You still have teammates, so to speak, in your staff. So just really reaching out, recognizing when I need the help is the biggest part. You are not alone. As I said, of course, I'm a real full-grown adult and still navigating this area. So I would just tell people that you're not alone. If there is someone that you could talk to, reach out to them, even if it's just one person. Sometimes you may have to tell them, hey, I just need you to listen. And just let them know that you trust them and that they're the person, they're a safe space. I think those are some of the top two that I follow myself. And so I would definitely pass that advice on to someone.
Tell us your name, sport you play, and your Hi, my name is Brooke Shelton. I'm a freshman here at Huntington College, and I'm a part of the inaugural women's flag football team.
What does balance mean to you? How does that play out in your play and life?
So, being a student athlete and somebody that also works, it is very important to make sure I don't put too much on my plate, so I'm able to be 100% for everything I take part of. Balance basically just means to me planning it out and make sure I know what I'm doing before I start it.
Can you share a moment when you had to prioritize your mental health or what did that decision mean for you personally, professionally, and
It's essential that you know when you're not okay. So it's a couple times when I have just told my coach, hey coach, I don't think I could come today because I'm simply not 100%. And thankfully I have a coach that is respectful of that, and she understands that sometimes every day is just not our day. So it's important for us to know, hey, I'm just not feeling good, and that's a big part of me right now. Sometimes it hurts because my sport gives me the endurance to do better, but sometimes I also know I don't even need to bring my energy around my teammates so they can still succeed as well.
how can you navigate seeking support?
So every community is different, but in my community, I know, especially since we go to a smaller school, it is so many people I could just walk into their office and say, today is not my day. Even if I never met them before, I know they'll give me at least 30 seconds to say, I'm here to listen. So that's very important to me as a student, having a supportive staff who, even if they don't know you personally, they are still welcome to help you regardless.
Last question. What advice would you give to others who may be struggling in silence?
It's okay to not be okay. Period.